Okay, let's see what this one turns out like. This will be an interesting one. You can hear that noise, folks. It's not the way it's supposed to be, folks. Silly. That's Konica Minolta for you. You can hear that noise is really loud. It's not good. But I don't care what happens to Konica Minolta. They can go to fuck. You know, I don't care, because photocopiers really need to change, and this is not the kind of company that, well, it's just, what can I say? I can't say much at the moment. I'm just busy doing this shit, but there'll come a time when the photocopier industry will become better run. It'll be run by people who care. Well, at least one company will. I don't know about the others. I don't know if there'll still be corrupt arseholes running parts of the photocopier industry, but I'd like to design an artificially intelligent machine that's also good for the planet and lasts like 60 years instead of, in this case, 5 years for spare parts, labour and I think consumables as well. I'm not sure if they cut the toner off after 5 years, but anyway, we got something nice that's about the environment. It's a nice piece of foliage that I just found on the ground, and I thought I'd pick it up and use it in a demo, make it look make an interesting picture out of it. I'm thinking we don't want to enlarge this, to be honest. We're just going to stick it at 100, and we're just going to put this on the glass and see if we can make this look really nice. Just going to cut some of the leaves off in this image. We're just going to drop the dock feeder on it. But yeah, it's important that we design things with the environment in mind instead of just designing for failure, so that people can buy more equipment, more things, because the equipment no longer works. So, you know, making machines designed for dump, so they just, you know, you mine the materials, you manufacture, you send it out, people use it, then it goes to dump. It should be it gets manufactured from recycled materials, it gets used, and it gets reused, and then, you know, it gets used for a long time, and then when it hits the end of its life, it gets recycled, and then the materials go back into the manufacture of new machines, which is a circular economy. But we don't have that kind of sensibility in the silly industry called the photocopier industry. We don't have it much in any industry in a major sense. Most of this stuff is designed to be disposed of in a reckless and unethical sorry, I'm stuttering. But basically things are being designed to pollute the environment rather than promote a clean and green sort of a thing, to sort of a industry. And basically, yeah, it's just a disaster. You know, e-waste is not recycled that much. So basically, I wouldn't be surprised if this shit ends up in the food chain, ends up in the fish and the poultry and the cattle and shit like that, and the plants. So I'm not happy with the photocopier industry. We got to design, I'm pretty sure I said artificial intelligence, and a machine that lasts 60 years rather than lasting only 5 years. And basically, when we make a lot of money out of our special photocopier, we're going to put the money back into important things, innovation like science. So I'm hoping one day that my disabilities will be fixed through the power of bionics. So the parts of my brain that were damaged at birth will get repaired by electronics, very well designed electronics, mind you. And basically, I want to become a CEO and a scientist of a future photocopier company. And I want to produce, as the job I earn money from would be running the company as a CEO of a future photocopier company. And then on the side, as a hobby, but not just a hobby, but a way of putting back into the world what I've earned. Well, I want to be a scientist, and I want to do science experiments that'll benefit mankind. So I spend heaps of money out of my revenue off the photocopier and put it into science experiments and basically create innovation that helps mankind, and I give it away for free to people who I deem responsible. And the people who I deem responsible are not going to be people who love money like the man who runs Konica Minolta, Showa Yamana. We stick our middle fingers up at them, or we refuse them, and we only accept people who want to. Oh, sorry, this is the photocopier has made an error. It's because we're doing mirror image. Sometimes an irregular image, an irregular sized original does this, so I have to manually select the original size. We're going for A4, but basically one of the things I'd like to do, for example, harnessing the power of lightning to make electricity, another form of renewable energy that we need. Well, basically I'm going to experiment on that and make it happen and make it work really well. And when it works really well, I find somebody who cares about electricity and cares about the planet and society as a whole, and I give this innovation to someone who I deem responsible, not someone who's into profiteering or money making. Money makers can go fuck themselves, because we're not talking about making something to profiteer off. We're creating something that serves mankind as a whole. Everyone gets served. Electricity for free. Free power for everyone. No need to pay for the amount of electricity you use. It comes for free from nature. We also still going to stick with wind and solar as well as other renewable sources. But basically, we're going to make electricity free, and we're going to make it that the only bill that you're going to get for your electricity is not for the electricity itself, but for the maintenance of the poles and the wires and the transmission equipment, and everything that that gives you power has to be maintained. So we just take a relatively small amount out and put it towards maintenance and repair costs. But we're not going to charge for the actual use of electricity. It should be fucking free. Not like the shit we have today, like Energy Australia. Just recently upped my power bill. I think it went up by at least $30 in the quarter. I now paid $477 for my last bill, and I'm fucking angry. I feel like this is for you, Energy Australia, for your fucking bullshit. I'm bloody loyal to you fucking cunts. I'm fucking loyal. Because I'm loyal, I should fucking get it for less. But no, you've got to keep switching and changing to get a better deal. What is wrong with this stupid industry? Fucking profiteering, money rotting racket. We don't want a racket in the future. We want clean energy, and we want a happy society where people don't have to be poor or homeless or whatever. But you get what I'm getting at, folks. I want this world to be for everyone, not just for the rich. And we've got to look after this planet for future generations. We don't know when the world is going to end, so we've got to keep this world in good condition indefinitely.